All right, one of the most common service calls or problems that people experience with Christmas lights is tripped GFCIs. GFCIs are a safety mechanism that will cause the circuit to shut off if it experiences a current fluctuation, which can be often caused by water. Just a fluctuation plus or minus 0.02 amps can cause that GFCI to trip off. So there's a number of preventative measures we can make to make sure our Christmas lights don't cause it to flip. One of those things is to make sure, of course, that your plugs are not sitting in water. So if you have a plug, make sure it does not go inside the bottom of the gutter where it can be exposed to a lot of water. Obviously, we want to also make sure that our lengths of Christmas lights aren't too long, and of course the extension cord as well. So make sure you abide by those limitations, and we've got a great video that explains how long you're allowed to make your Christmas light strings and or how many you can connect together. Another really great tool you can use to make sure that you're not tripping GFCIs is to use dielectric grease. This is a silicone type of based grease, and you can put a little bit of it inside the back of the plug. We do also offer plugs that include dielectric grease on the inside already, and this can make a really big difference in reducing the chances of tripped GFCIs. Of course, nothing is better than preventative maintenance. And of course, we want to prevent water from actually dripping or trailing along the wire inside the plug. So we've put on the back of many of our plugs a little hook. When we place our wire into the plug, we can then take our wire and hook it back up like this. Now, if water contacts or rainwater contacts the wire, it will run along the wire and drip off here before it actually follows it back up into the plug. Of course, water won't trail up, it'll only trail down. Another common mistake people make is facing the bulbs up. If the bulbs are faced up, water can pool into the bottom of the socket and cause the GFCI to trip. All our sockets do have drain holes in the bottom, and that's a preventative measure that helps, but you'll still find water will tend to pool even just a little bit inside the bulb, even with those drain holes. So instead of, in this situation, we've got a clip attached to the side of the shingle. The bulbs, of course, are forced to face upward. We could either point the bulb or rotate the bulb 180 degrees and have it point straight down, or we can use one of our multi-clips, and you'll notice that there's actually two wire seats, and we can choose the one that gives us the most optimal angle. So in this case, on my shingle, I'll have my bulb pointing here like this, and the bulb is actually now pointing outward towards where it's viewed from the most. If you want to use that same clip onto a gutter, you can use the other wire seat and again keep the lights pointing in a consistent direction. And in both cases, you'll notice that the bulb is actually either pointing out or even slightly down, ensuring that there's no water getting inside the socket. If you're using magnets, of course, don't have the lights pointing upward like this. We'll want to actually have them pointing outward so that they don't pool with water inside the bottom of the socket. Lastly, if you are forced to use staples, it is strongly recommended to only use staples that have or that are insulated. There are special staplers out there that shoot insulated staples. That is often called the T59, and these are available in white or black. And these staples will ensure that you don't compromise the wire casing on the outside. If it gets nicked, which often happens when you don't use insulated staples, it can cause water to make contact with the copper, either tripping the GFCI or potentially worse, causing a short circuit and a fire. So those are the best ways to prevent tripping GFCIs. So hopefully using any of those methods will avoid any disappointment and the lights turning off on you at the most inconvenient time.